The day, unsurprisingly, didn't end well for Kael. He stood in line, exhausted and barely awake, waiting for the next ARC assistant to notice he existed. At his feet rested a worn sack containing the rewards from today's run, 6 cracked crystalline cores and the damaged fang of an oversized rift wolf. Hard-earned, low value, probably not enough to cover next month's rent in the tiny apartment he called home. The ARC Division building, if the collapsing block of concrete deserved the title, sat in the far edge of Ashgard City, one of the last 45 mega-cities still standing after the calamity. 4 centuries ago, reality fractured. Rifts tore open across the sky, unleashing creatures that nearly erased humanity in a matter of years. Entire nations fell before the world understood that old weapons and old rules meant very little against enemies that ignored both. Then came the gifts. Some humans began awakening strange abilities, powers that gave them just enough of a chance to fight back. They became hunters, scavengers, defenders, and weapons wrapped into one. Humanity didn't truly win the war. It endured, and the reward for survival was a world of fortified cities, towering walls, and systems so advanced they felt like magic. Kael shuffled forward as the line moved inch by inch. The fluorescent lights overhead buzzed weakly. Ceiling tiles sagged with stains. The floors were cracked and grimy. Mold climbed the walls, and something strange had taken root near the broken vending machine in the corner. Even through his rebreather mask, the smell of burned plastic, rust, and stale air found a way through. Kael grimaced. For an organization that called itself humanity's last line of defense, the ARC Division had little interest in comfort, or the people risking their lives to keep things running. As long as you paid your taxes, they let you struggle in peace. The ARC Division hadn't always ruled the world. After civilization collapsed, countless factions rose from the ruins, each trying to seize control. Most failed. The ARC Division simply proved more ruthless and more organized than the rest. Now they controlled everything. There were 5 divisions within the ARC machine. Division 1 handled public support and registered hunters. The Friendly Face. Division 2 controlled trade, buying and selling relics, resources, and technology recovered from rift zones. Division 3 oversaw research, medicine, and experimental projects Kael preferred not to think about. Division 4 carried the weapons, soldiers, patrol units, guards, and enforcement teams. In Division 5, that was where people stopped asking questions. Kael looked down at his sack again. Maybe he'd earn enough for a decent meal. Maybe a new pair of boots. Maybe something in life would finally go right. As he neared the counter, a voice rang out behind him. Well, if it isn't the mongrel. Laughter followed. Cheap laughter. Familiar laughter. Kael didn't turn around. He wasn't interested in starting trouble in the center of ARC territory. The guards nearby wore polished black battlesuits and carried weapons built to end arguments quickly. Ignoring people like that was usually the smarter choice. Usually, something snapped sharply against his pointed ear. Pain flashed through his head. Kael spun. A low growl rumbled in his chest. His yellow eyes flared, and his fingernails lengthened into metallic claws sharp enough to tear through steel. Behind him stood 3 familiar nuisances. Their leader, a broad man with a bright purple mohawk, smirked with false confidence while his 2 friends laughed behind him. "Ah," he said, "the little mongrel growls." Kael said nothing. He simply stared, the kind of stare that promised bad decisions. This was normal for him. The insults, the stares, the reminders, half human, half lichen, never enough of either to belong anywhere. True lichens from Fenral could become towering war beasts capable of tearing through armies. Kael had the eyes, the claws, and the temper. That was it. His black hair hung to his shoulders in an untamed mess. Sharp ears pushed through the curls. His eyes glowed with unmistakable lichen blood, though bloodline meant little if no one respected it. He was 1 second away from teaching the purple-haired idiot an unforgettable lesson when a sharp click echoed through the hall. The hum of a charged plasma rifle followed. "Back off, now." One of the ARC guards stood near the front counter, weapon raised. He looked as tired of the situation as Kael felt. "Move," the guard said, "or I move you." The room went quiet. The guard turned toward the mohawked troublemaker. "Anderson, one more incident and you lose your license." "Try me." Anderson muttered something under his breath, then motioned for his friends to follow. They backed away. Kael blinked. That was new. Usually he was the one getting blamed. Before he could process it, another bored voice called out from the counter. Next, Kael stepped forward, claws retracting. Maybe the day wasn't a total loss after all. The doors of the Ark hub hissed shut behind him. The outside air hit like a wall of rust, smoke, and chemical decay. Kael removed the filter from his mask and checked it. Spent, of course. He tossed it into a nearby trash unit and pulled out his last fresh replacement. Sliding it into place, he sighed. There went next week's food budget. Another plan defeated by reality. Ash-lung syndrome, a disease born from corrupted air, magical residue, and centuries of contamination. Those who could afford quality filters survived. Those who couldn't, often didn't. Kael started toward the nearest pharmacy, boots scraping through the sludge-covered street. His last nano filter would only last a week. Perfect. Great. Another 20 credits gone. He activated his HUD. A teal display flickered to life. Balance. 234 credits. A fortune, if you compared it to nothing. Kael looked up at the skyline. Towers rose overhead like ancient giants, their surfaces chipped, stained, and fading with age. Hover traffic moved above the streets in clean lanes far removed from the grime below. If Ark taxes weren't so brutal, he might have afforded decent boots by now. Or working comms bracelet. Or hope. Instead, 40% of everything he earned disappeared the moment he turned it in. And after all these years, he was still E-rank. Bottom tier. No awakened gift. No flashy power. No great destiny. Just a system interface and a long list of disappointments. He couldn't even fully transform into a lichen. Born from noble blood, cast aside anyway. Then voices drifted from a nearby alley. Wait until he passes. Then we take his credits. Kael stopped. Wonderful. 3 people, judging by their breathing. Likely stronger than him. He had limited options, so he walked to the rail and looked down. 20 levels above the poison line. Below that, the city became unlivable without sealed combat gear. Kael couldn't afford combat gear. He couldn't afford many things. Seeing no better option, he made a decision. He jumped. His boots hissed into hover mode, thrusters struggling as he vaulted over the railing and dropped toward the toxic haze below. For one terrible second, gravity took control. Then the dampeners kicked in. Energy gathered beneath his feet, catching his fall and turning it into a glide. He descended past neon signs and rusted towers, the city blurring around him. Somewhere above, confused voices echoed behind him. Did he just jump? Kael almost smiled. Yes, he did. He angled himself toward the lower residential blocks, the dim patchwork of lights where his apartment waited. His ribs ached. His boots whined in protest. Just hold together until I land, he muttered. Then you can fall apart. That was the dream. A soft landing, a hot drink, and one quiet night where nothing tried to kill him. Maybe.